Denise, Marlo. You are now listening to the Drunken Monks Podcast.
We said, hey!
Yo.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Happy New Year. Denise!
Hey, Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year!
Wait,
it's
let
been a
me
year
pour
since
myself a drink.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while. So what's good,
we know
Marlo?
what you're drinking already, so we're not even getting into it without doing the whole fucking like identification. I'm on black, you're on that. My name is Marlo Brown. She is Denise Fiber. This is season 3, and welcome to the Drunken Monks, people.
Season 3, baby.
Season 3. God damn it. Here we go. Cheers, guys. As you can tell, we've expanded.
A new set.
We've expanded. We have ourselves the porn couch right here. Denise got herself a queen's throne, and she is dressed royally with like her kente cloth, you know, headband and whatnot. Wakanda forever. Tula taught me as
with
well.
The patriarchy.
Yeah, no. Do you work for the government? Because you seem to be one to overthrow everything.
Hey, you need to fight the system from the inside, huh?
Yeah, no, seems to be, dude. God damn, you had some spicy fucking Facebook posts. I was like, nah, she can't be working for government. She cannot be working for government.
I ain't working for government. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, but for real, yeah, guys, we're back. As you can tell, we're constantly trying to upgrade, and we're constantly trying to brighten it, and we're constantly trying to give y'all a little bit of better content and whatnot. I definitely thank you for helping us to get this space, you know, and it feels a lot comfortable, no? Like this feels a little more comfortable.
Just sit back, relax.
Yeah, you could pull. Yeah, you could pull the mic. See, you could do that. You know,
I could do this. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, somebody would say, ja, doe je dat ook thuis in je woonkamer? Ja, toevallig wel.
Toevallig wel.
All right.
Hey, by the way, Jesus, we there's a lot to cover. There's a lot of subjects that we can basically cover because we are recording at the end of January-ish.
Yeah.
So it's been about a month since we were back on air.
Yeah, I don't
maybe 3
know.
weeks, about a month.
Everything since Christmas is a little bit of haze.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, let's call it like about a month. But there's one story. There's one story that seems to beat all. And I'm thinking that this is the one that's going to be starting off with us. Unfortunately, not right because it's some heinous shit. But at the same time, yeah, definitely something to kind of jump into. And yeah, we start off this first episode with
the patriarchy.
Eigenlijk wel. The fucking Voice, man. Did you have you been watching this shit? Like, have you been seeing this shit?
I'm watching the Voice Holland like fall apart, but I have not watched the Voice or anything.
No, but just not the show. I
to
mean,
the Voice.
All right, so I'm familiar with the show.
All right,
and definitely because it gave a very good friend of mine a big shine. Shout out to Tammy, basically Sherma Rouse.
Sherms, the Sherms.
Yeah, like Sherma Rouse, like for us is Tammy, you know what I mean? But
Tammy from down the street?
Down the road,
down
basically.
The road.
Yeah, down the road. But yeah, but that was a hell of a platform for her to get even further in her like musical kind of career. So that's what I know of the show. I never followed the fucking thing. I never dealt with the fucking thing.
Okay.
Was always known that it was like that you had, you know, like stars doing. Yeah, like we all know the fucking format. You got stars doing things to help not stars become stars.
Singing,
so that was
We're talking about singing.
Yeah, all right, fine. But then that's that, right? Out of the blue, I was not paying attention. I don't usually pay attention to Holland media sowieso. I should more, but it's not on my radar, zeg maar, like as much.
Yeah.
It meant something that if I fucking knew that Marco Borsato was in trouble, like that's how this whole thing started with me. That he that the word had came out that he was like, you know, was inappropriate with like certain members of the Voice first and one, and then it came out not just the Voice kids and all of that type of shit. And I thought, okay, so I still the incident. He's well a hero, but he getting fucked.
Just for reference, Marco Borsato is a Dutch singer and he's like a household name. Mm-hmm. He has this wholesome aura around him, like a fatherly type, like, you know, the nice neighbor. He was also the spokesperson or the ambassador, I should say, for War Kids. So like a very noble cause, and he was doing all these things. So he had like a aura of wholesomeness around him. And now it seemed, because Marlo told me from, I think it was the beginning of January, from, hey, yo, have you heard the shit about Marco Borsato? We got to do something with it. And the news that came out was that there were allegations of a minor. At the time, she was a minor.
Right.
He did inappropriate sexual things with the minor, but it was a little bit unclear what was going on.
Right.
Now, lo and behold, I think a week later, or I don't know, a couple of days later, we started hearing about like the whole Voice program, I guess.
All shit broke loose. And all right, we will preface this with a couple of things. The first thing is that, guys, we can never recreate the facts as well as this news program in Holland called Boos, and we'll link to the episode in the description.
Dutch spoken,
right? But it's Dutch, of course. But it does have English like subtitles. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like I watched it basically like last night with the subtitles, so it was good. But okay, so that's the first thing. So if you want the facts of all like of what has been brought so far, watch that episode. We cannot tell you like enough. The second thing is, we're going to do our best, of course, because we do have to preface this that we're going to make jokes. We're going to do all this kind of shit to have fun. But it sucks for those that are involved. Yeah. Either if you had to go through the shit, and every man has the day in court, but we do feel bad for anybody that had to go through this type of shit. And while we make jokes, we do not want to make light of anybody that has been a victim, or that has had a person that is close to them that is a victim of this type of shit, like a whatnot. So please note that in the beginning. That being said, so to come down, to give a little bit of a timeline like of events, like as you said, Marco Borsato, that came out, and then all of a sudden shit like came out about the band leader, and then shit came out about, and this is the biggest one and the ugliest one apparently, about one of the other judges by the name of Ali Bey.
The knuffel Marokkaan. Holland armed him, like Holland embraced him, because he came up in a time when they used to refer to Marokkanos kut Marokkanen. Like bad Moroccans, let me say it like that. And then he was the first one who was openly successful and embraced by anybody, by Dutch people, by Moroccan. I don't know so much about Moroccans, but he was the first one that really made it.
He was the one that
big,
had crossover appeal.
Yes. So,
and by the way, full disclosure, that's an old Kenneth of mine.
Ali?
And I actually was in a music video with him.
What? Hey, can we like bring this? Can you put the link in the description?
Yeah, we will. We shall.
Oh yeah, Ali Bey. Oh yeah, if you feel this fire, let me hear you say. Oh yeah, Sigaman. Oh yeah, Ali Bey. Oh yeah.
All right, but that's the thing. So yeah, so I know Ali Bey. I don't know him, but I met him a couple of times. I've dealt with him in my past as a DJ and all of that shit. Yeah, like, so that aside, like you said, he had the biggest crossover like appeal. Like the man crossed over at a time that it wasn't expected, because now everybody's kumbaya, and you gotta like understand about the other side of the thing and all of that. But like you said, when we were coming up, cut Marokkaan, cut Antillean, cut this, cut that, wait take fail. You know what I mean? Like, he was the one that broke down that barrier.
Yeah.
And he was seen as, as non-threatening, if that was the word that you want to use. Like, not an evil guy, like not a gangster wannabe, or not a this or that. He came out of hip hop, but he was that dude. He was, straight up. And now it turns out, now for all those that, because we're kind of talking around the thing.
It's a very long introduction, but before you start your introduction, because Marlo said it started with Marco Borsato, and then the band leader,
right.
I even forgot his name.
Jeroen Brown something.
Jeroen, whatever.
Yeah.
Jeroen and Ali Bey, but it is not just like that. The program Boos was the program Boos is basically a YouTube channel or a YouTube program from one of the Dutch public TV or the public channels.
Right.
And but they only have internet shows, and the show is called Boos, so Angry or Mad. And every episode they delve into a case of people that are upset because of some injustice that happened to them. And they said they received, and I think a while back already, they received a letter or multiple letters, I'm not sure, of victims of these sexual predators. We'll get to that in a minute. Saying like, I participated in a show and these guys were inappropriate and they acted
threateningly.
Seksueel grensoverschrijdend gedrag. So they just misconduct sexually, right?
Misconduct is one way to put it, but there's also, and that's another thing that we want that we probably hope to get to within this episode of the podcast. There's a little bit of nuance because there's like 3 different like levels of this shit.
Okay, wait. Put a pin in it, like Marlo likes to say. But so they got a complaint letter from somebody, and then they said, the program boss said, anybody who has, have you experienced sexual misconduct or like however they phrased it, please let us know. And then people started sending messages, and that's when they picked up the story. And it turned out it started with Marco Borsato, but then they opened this can of worms, like this Pandora box, and it's really horrible. So it is because they explicitly asked like, hey guys, let us know. And women started to come forward. And as you see with all these movements, you see with the Me Too or even Black Lives Matter, as one person speaks, other person's like, hey, that happened to me. And they get the courage to also, come to the front and say, hey, this happened to me as well.
Right.
So this is the pretext. And okay, Marlo?
Right. No, and let me be clear too, like as well. Marco Borsato chiefly is being accused of inappropriateness with minors.
Yeah.
Jeroen, the band leader, who is also married to one of the top producers of the program and is the brother-in-law of like King Big Shit, John the Mole.
Yeah.
But anyway, but his thing was more, as you said, more misconduct, because while he send like dick pics and like inappropriate texts and like all kind of insinuations, at least according to both, there was no like feeling of force or touch or whatever that happened, maybe beyond like a shoulder rub. The dude was just creepy, right? As was that the allegation goes, right? And then Ali Bey has the hardest allegations of actual rape, of actual using force and like intimidation, not force in the physical sense, but definitely his place in the hierarchy, his like standing as a star, his like all that he basically used, and definitely like as a judge to be able to coerce women into having sex basically with him.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 like allegations that stand. And the response that has come out of all of the opening of the Pandora's box, like as you said, is pure and utter outrage. Pure and utter the place is stank right now with that. Every news outlet, every gossip column, they're obsessed with what's going on, like what happened last week.
Yeah.
And it came to the point because again, like the tinderbox is Bose, and they lit the match, as it were, in the same sentence. But what was interesting too, and we'll get to that, I think, in the second part, I hope, is the reaction from John the Mole, who is the head of everything here. Like,
so he is actually the creator of the program. He invented the voice, or he designed the voice.
Right.
He was the producer. He's the owner. He was the owner of the channel that first started with the voice.
Not the channel, the production, the company.
Well, Talpa. Yeah,
but as a production company.
Production company. He was everything.
King Big Shit.
Of the voice. And as is reported, he also had a very active role in the not production as in how you make the product to sell to a TV station, but actually like who stands where, like the managerial,
like the micro management, like of it all too, which is something that we'll bring up too, like as well.
And the band leader's name is Jeroen Rietbergen. I just looked it up.
Rietbergen, there we go.
Yes, but Marlo, what was your you heard about all this commotion? I think we gave an introduction, but like Marlo said, just check out the link below to find the real story with all the details. Right. But what was the thing that made you go like, okay, we need to talk about this?
No, because I'll be honest, and I'm gonna be a little bit averechts as well. I don't give a fuck about the story.
Okay.
I do not give a fuck about the story. I do not give a fuck. But why? Because this story has been told. This is every Me Too story, especially when it comes to entertainment. This is every fucking Me Too story.
Yeah.
So there's nothing interessant here, and it's not to to wave off whatever pain or suffering came out of it. I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying that me as a person, there is nothing to learn from the actual story itself. There is something to learn from the raakvlakke.
All right.
And the circumstances with which we find this. Again, anytime you got Dutch people acting less than noble, less than reasonable, let's say like that, less than kumbaya,
Yeah.
I'm all in to hear what the fuck happened at this point. The reason being, right? I ain't gonna tell you no bullshit. The first thing that popped out to me was this outrage, right? Is outrage from the public and from everything. And by the way, Ali B and everybody getting canceled to fuck right now too, huh? We'll talk about that as well. But here what?
I need to start writing these things down.
There's a lot, right? But here's the thing.
All right.
But the outrage, just a simple outrage of who couldn't have did know Hebbe and weet ik veel. Yo, he's like Marco Posada's what, 60 years old?
I don't know. The
John
dude,
de Mol is 65 years old.
People.
Yo, at this point, your cry is a real one. Down with the fucking patriarchy. That is a patriarchal fucking instance that you have there. The Voice and TV station and entertainment as it is brought to Nederland from since Kingdom fucking come. Only now with certain things moving like a certain way, younger people coming in, new blood type of coming in, you getting more different shit. But let us not be unfucking mistaken about this fact. It is a man-dominated fucking workspace.
White, male,
cisgender man.
older.
You understand?
Male-dominated
Right.
world. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
on top of that, in entertainment, you got a fuck ton of entitled bastards who feel that the world is theirs and everything is owed to them. Ali Bey, while it saddens me, it does not shock me or fucking surprise me. Because a lot of artists feel that because I get pussy there, I get pussy there, I get pussy there. You know what? I'm supposed to get pussy everywhere. And that ain't the case. That's not the fucking case, man. Come on. This. To have Nederland clutch their pearls now and be like, we wisten dat nooit van Marco Borsato, we wisten dat nooit van Ali B, we wisten dat nooit van Jeroen. Nigga, please. Come miss me with that bullshit, man. This is where the blinders on the society of Nederland, to me, again, schadenfreude. This is a word I haven't used since fucking the first
Marlo
season.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. Echt. You cannot tell me that you do not know that this shit was going on. You cannot tell me that somebody didn't see something, and not just with the Voice. Let me be clear about this. Not just with the Voice. And I have it on real authority that this shit happens across the board overall.
But is it not entertainment eigen? Is this not inherent?
Yeah.
To especially, it is in multiple sectors, but especially in entertainment?
Right. But that's what I'm trying to say. Is like, to have John de Mol sit and, I mean, he had to make a statement. God bless him, and he has to protect his and his company and like everybody's like interest, right? But for him to say that, wij wisten niet van zulke cultuur in our organization, or that I didn't know about that type of culture, that type of work culture in my fucking like organization. Nigga, please.
Well,
Nigga, please,
the
stop
John de
it.
Mol character, that
Stop
is a
it,
show
man.
by itself, because he said a lot of things that are extremely questionable.
Right.
But to me, that shows exactly the crux of the problem. Because I think in his heart of hearts, he said some stupid shit. But I think he's really convinced of that stupid shit.
So then let's deal with John de Mol right now. Because out of everything, that was a weird part. You saw it and I saw it. So what happened was that both, they made, they were in the process of producing the episode. And in that process, they did the right thing. They did the due diligence. They reached out to everybody involved.
Yeah.
Right. They had reached out to everybody involved who was being accused to at least give your side of the story if you would want to make a statement on that.
Exactly.
Almost everybody stonewalled at the same time, with the exception of, I think, maybe Jeroen. I think like he had, but not to them, but he put out a global statement of he was inappropriate, he was sorry, and this and that, and he didn't think that other people interpreted it this way, but blah, 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 and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So Bose continues to make their episode, and then out the blue, the right-hand man of John the Mall reaches out to them, and he asks to see the episode. And in seeing the episode, John the Mall comes back again and says, "I would like to make a statement."
No. The guy said, the right hand of John the Mall said, no, John, because they send out to everybody, please react to the allegations. And then the right hand man of John the Mall said, John the Mall will react, but he wants to do it after the episode. So the program, when it was finished, they showed him the episode.
A preview, like a preview type of vibe?
They showed him the preview, and then they filmed his actual react. So after the viewing, he and the presenter of Bose had a one-to-one interview, and then he was able to explain his side of the story, which I thought was very, very fair. Like, I thought it was a good gesture on both sides. That, of course, the program needs to do their due diligence, but of course, John the Mall, as the big honcho, big boss, producer, creator, everything, could not stay, like, you cannot stay quiet. So I thought it was good.
No, but okay, but then in that way, but like, it was good, but it was still okay. The word that I came out with this was tone deaf. This is like, a rich white man.
I want to exactly
right. This is okay. Wait, no, I'll tell you what. Take it away, because this is the one thing I had promised myself on this episode. This is a woman's issue. I need to shit.
No, this is exactly the problem. Let me speak to the camera. This, down with the patriarchy, but this is exactly how everybody reacts, and this is exactly the problem. And I thought it was a cisgendered, white, heterosexual, 40 plus, okay, 40 is not old, but old man point of view. But apparently, Marlo is no different. So this is actually... Wait. Let me wait. This is actually... exactly, to me, the crux of the problem. Because Marlo said, this is a woman's issue. Wrong. This is exactly a man's issue. Dit is gewoon een mannenprobleem. Women are not the ones harassing, in the most part of the cases, harassing women, making them unsafe, raping them, bringing toxicity around. Nee, dat zijn mannen. Mannen brengen het probleem. So this is not a woman's issue. This is not a woman's issue. This is gewoon puurweg a male issue. Okay, so ga maar. En dan gaan we over John de Mall praten.
Hey, we got the first rant in it. It wasn't me.
Hey,
yeah.
down with the patriarchy.
Nah, but hear what? No, but actually, I was actually trying to agree with you on that sense. It's a woman's issue to speak upon, as in, you could explain the hurt. You could explain what was wrong with it or whatnot.
But that is the problem, that we have to explain the hurt.
No, man.
Are you fucking blind? What's wrong with you?
Man. But give it a chance, no, man. Listen, what struck me, one line out of the interview with John the Mall that had struck me, he had basically had said was that in all the dealings that he has dealt with, he has these things in place for the women to ring the bell. This was a big phrase. Yeah. Ring the bell. Like in Dutch is ring the bell. You know what I mean? To be able to report these things, and then we'll deal with it as such and what and so. And the one thought I came out of that with was that, look, allemaal leuk en aardig, all fine and well, right? But you're dealing with the injury after the fact. Mm-hmm. You're not talking about preventative. You're not talking about preventative. You're not talking about what are we doing to make sure this doesn't happen. You have let's say that we believe him. Let's say that we go with, and it's not just lawyer speak and marketing speak, and he does have all these channels in place, the four chaperones or whatever that have to deal with and that report directly to him. Let's say that this is all true, but you're still dealing with something after the fact. I would like to prevent shit from happening. That to me was the disconnect. That to me was that freely showed that, like, he wants to deal with a thing after the fact, but before the fact, it doesn't matter. Before the fact that there is, for him, nothing is wrong.
See, that's what I mean? And I think, like, my point is, hey, for verbazingwekkend, we agree. Because that was my, like, I had a lot of issues with the whole entire sentiment of like the ideas of the man. He's gewoon delusional. But apparently money and privilege brings delusion.
Yes, it does.
The
disconnection at the very least.
Yeah, disconnection for sure. Yeah,
because I will never sit here and say I know John the Mall, his heart. I won't say he's an absolute. I can't. I don't know him that well, or don't know his past that well, to know that he's an absolute bastard, or if he's a shark or whatnot. And so from all that I saw, all I could say is that from what I saw, he's disconnected. That is money. That is like, you don't understand what it is to be in the fucking trenches. Like, you might micromanage.
Or you forgot maybe.
Yeah, but you don't get it. You understand what I mean? Like, you can't understand why, even under the best of circumstances, why someone would have trouble bringing this forward. I have trouble bringing forward that my fucking coworker stole my lunch. You understand what I mean? Because while they didn't steal my lunch, god damn it, the good of the company, the good of the atmosphere, all that is weighed against me bringing a complaint about, do I want to be seen as a whiny bitch, or do I want to be seen as this or that, one and so. And that's stealing lunch. If I got violated, I'm wondering, what the fuck do I do? And I got violated by one of your chief people. So what the fuck do I do? Are you loyal to them, the company, or me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
like, what the fuck?
To get into that point, because John the Mall was saying, there's an locator, so there are these windows where you can go with your complaints. And in the both, or maybe in one of the news articles I read, but anyway, there have been women that have complained. And they went to HR or whoever the fuck is dealing with the... Because they had vertrouwenspersoon, they had coaches, they had all kind of things.
Especially with
to begeleid the girls, or the candidates. Let me not say the girls.
No, but it was girls too, because it wasn't just the girls that were going up to go sing or whatnot. It was like maid of actors as well. Like, there were like employees as well too.
But
that had that
when the women would reach HR or complaint department or whoever, those people said... Listen, yes, you can file a complaint, but just keep in mind that this could have consequences for your career, or like whether it be your singing career or if it was your career in production. So,
are you sure
HR
you want to do a complaint?
Exactly asking you, are you sure? Dus, hoe de fuck ga ik nou iets... you need a lot of balls. En behalve dat, because we have... Behalve dat, and also... Behalve that we're in a patriarchy, we also have a system, which is good, that says you're innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. So I can allege something, but then I have to go through an entire process. Yeah. In the public eye. Right. Eventually, it will become public. Right. Even if you keep it, even if you keep it, behind closed doors. At a certain point, if you go to courts, the things are public. The court case, unless you're a minor, the court case is public. Media are gonna jump on this. Dat weet je al van tevoren. This John the Mall empire is the biggest media empire in the Netherlands.
Sowieso.
So if you want to do something in entertainment, it doesn't matter if you're gonna be the singer or if you're the light production assistant, weet ik veel hoe die functies allemaal heten. It's gonna be very difficult if John the Mall or his company has the power, the tribe. Exactly.
If you piss off his tribe, you're fucked.
To ruin your career. So, okay, fine. Yeah. So now I'm going through the steps. I'm going to the prosecutor. I'm going to do everything. Dan ga ik in court. If the evidence is too little, which is often the case because nobody's in the bedroom but the two persons, it's going to be a he said, she said story.
Right.
So I'm telling all the most minute and most embarrassing and most personal details for the world to hear. Right. And then at the end, they might say, I'm not saying I'm going to say, they might say, oh, yeah, but there's not enough evidence. So we won't convict him. Okay. In this case, it's now different because I don't know how many complaints by now, but let's say you're the only one and HR already warned you. And you're thinking about the entire trial that you have to do. Right. I mean, it's kind of difficult to come forward. Mm-hmm. So the thing that annoyed me...
Like, if you bring something like that up, your whole... Like, it's one thing to get violated in the dark, but then it's your life has changed, but then you could maybe manage it within your own circle and spectrum and whatnot. The minute that you come forward, your life changes again. and you got to relive the fucking thing again, and you got to go through the whole thing again. So yeah, people might look at that and be like, you know what? It ain't worth the energy. It ain't worth
the energy. You know, I'll deal with it. I'll go to my therapy, whatever, and you know. But this is a whole different ballgame. And the problem that I had, and Marlo already spoke to that, is that John de Mol kept saying in his interview and everything, he kept saying, but women need to speak up. We live in a culture of shame. We live in a culture of shame. And what women should do is they should learn to speak up. And I'm like, but then you're missing the point. Exactly. Then you're victim blaming. No, but because she didn't speak up. Then and it is mind blowing. Because why didn't he say nothing about the men? I haven't heard him say nothing, not a single word, not about Marco, not about his ex-brother-in-law, and not about Ali.
But I'm gonna tell you something. And there's a lighthearted side to this, and there's the ugly side, which is what we are talking about right now too, like as well. But there's a reason why men are not addressed in this.
Why?
Because we're perverted losers. This is the
horse's mouth.
No. This is the perception.
Because the perception. To me, this is proof of that.
This is the But let me show you the lighthearted side, because I told you about this way back when in some episode back in like season 1 where I was mad about it too, like as well. Like if you have a domestic type of like advertisement where it's like a washing machine or like wait fail, yeah. You have the mother who is smart and capable and everything else, and you have pa who's echt een sukkel. Oh, dad, he doesn't know how to turn it on. Oh, dad, this and that and whatnot. All that comes back from the same shit. It comes back from the fact that nobody, even men themselves, think that men are capable of doing any fucking thing about themselves.
No, I'm not a man, so I cannot yell no, but I find it hard to believe. Women
too.
Wait, no.
Women look to guys like he ain't never gonna be shit. You know what I mean?
Let us stick on the man.
Right.
I find it hard to believe that men do not recognize the fucking creepiness in their male friends. Everybody has that friend or multiple friends that, you know, if we take him to the bar, I have to keep an eye on, maybe not for the interest of the girl, but for his interest. I have to keep an eye on him, because if he starts to drink, or maybe not even drink, if he's in a presence of beautiful ladies, he's gonna or ladies, whatever, he's gonna act a fool. He's gonna harass them. It's just embarrassing. Maybe you see it from the standpoint of embarrassing. So men recognize this nonsense and this pervertedness in other men.
But I'm not arguing that fact. We recognize it,
but
we feel like he ain't ever gonna change.
He ain't never gonna change. How is that not a problem? How is that not a problem?
I did not say it's not a problem. I said that this is what it is.
No, this is what it is. But I don't see men doing anything to hold their brother accountable.
No. There's where you're going a little too far. Because in 2022, there are places and things and actions being done, good, bad, or ugly, where men are being held accountable, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. One of the biggest conversations that I'm loving these days is the fact that mental health is not now a stigma no more. It is like a Dread, get therapy, get right, do this, do that. Even amongst the black community, the younger ones at least, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That goes a long way to acknowledging that, hey, I might be fucked up. I don't get social cues. I don't get how this works. I don't understand that this is inappropriate. All of that ties in. That's an indirect way. So to say that nothing is being done, there is accountability being brought, at least in some way, shape, or form. My thing about it is that until we all recognize the fact that I'm not saying women alone, I'm saying everybody, give men a pass. You don't hold men, you talk about holding men accountable, right? John de Mol, in his clumsy fucking half-witted way, was trying to say that in his thing. That's what I got basically out of it. Help me help you.
That is what he was saying?
Help me help you.
That is what he was saying?
Help me help you. Listen, wait, no. Help me. I told you it was clumsy and it was bad. But he's saying, if you don't tell me nothing, I can't do nothing about it.
Nee, maar dat is het probleem. Kijk, dat is het. Ik moet mij...
But I agree with you.
Recognize, Okay, wait. En in dit geval, dat is gewoon de reinste onzin. Purest form of bullshit.
Okay.
Echt waar. Because this loser Rietbergen, the band leader, already had an issue. I don't know if it was in 2016 or whatever. He had an issue years ago.
Right. Dick pic.
He sent a dick pic to I don't know if it was a young girl because she came with her mother to complain. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. Word. Facts.
Took it up, blah, blah, blah. It came to the desk of his brother-in-law and eigenlijk John de Mol. Right. John de Mol got upset. He yelled at him. He said it was ridiculous.
Read him his rights.
Blah, blah, blah. And then he sent him to therapy or some shit. And then that was it. Then the guy in Bose asked, but like, why didn't you fire him or why did you send him back? Something to that effect.
And then he got
and he said, yeah, but this guy has been a stand-up guy for 20 years.
Exactly.
He is echt phenomenal. It is because of him that the band was, that the voice grew to these heights. It is his quality, his pure quality. And prior to this, nothing has reached my desk. Je gaat me niet vertellen that dick pic was the first one, but okay, let's assume nothing has reached his desk. Dus I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I know him for 20 years already. In those 20 years, nothing has reached my ears. So, let him go to therapy and then he's okay. Maar dat is toch ridiculous? Let's even just think about, let's say he was a pedophile. Okay? This guy works at a daycare center.
Allegedly. Jon de Mol do not sue us. Allegedly.
No, but
hypothetically, allegedly, all the words.
This guy was working at a daycare center, okay? Things came out. He did some bullshit with a 2-year-old, okay? It was heel erg.
2-year-old? God damn.
Yeah, Jesus. They sent him to therapy.
2-year-old?
He got through his therapy. And then they're gonna place him back in a daycare center. Wie gaat zijn kind naar die daycare center sturen?
No, but...
Tell me that. No, nobody... You say the risk is too high. You're not gonna put somebody in an environment where there is a lot of...
Temptation.
Right. Like een alcoholic. Ja, leuk, je was een barman. Je gaat door de AA. Maar ik ga jou niet meer in die bar zetten. Because you're surrounded by alcohol. You're surrounded by jolly people who are...
By the way, please drink responsibly, people. We always gotta say that.
But so, why the fuck ga je dan zeggen... Yeah, but for 20 years, he's been such a good dude. Dus wat jij net zei, ik weet niet meer wat je punt was. Maar het slaat nergens op.
I lost it. No, but... You see, this is why I wanted to give you the word, because I would figure that like I'm mad, but I could figure that you're heated about this. Like you're heated all the way about this.
Really.
Het is niet te zien. You can't see it. God damn. No, but look, all right, look. Before we continue, because I think that we've gone a good ways already. Let me double check on the cameras and everybody. Part 2, we're gonna continue this in part 2.
Right. Hey, everybody, just grab a cocktail.
Yeah, grab a cocktail.
I don't know if you're going to Luke's or you're going to Francesco or who else.
Ochenta is what it's called. Ochenta.
I know, by the way, but I'm talking about the bartenders, no?
Yeah, toch. Nee, man. And guys, we'll take a little moment. We're gonna re-up and we'll be right back.
Ask for the whiskey sour at your favorite bar.
And we're back, folks.
Are we back? Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. We're not front. We're here, man. And I take it some of the same.
On the same vibe, man.
Yeah, toch. Back to the show.
Wait, always drink responsibly.
Always drink responsibly, people.
All right.
We left the last part with you basically getting hot and explaining.
Me? Hot?
Yeah. Never. Me get angry. Never. I should take any boast.
Right.
No, but how it end? But no, but we left the last one with definitely you reading The Patriarchy Its Rights, and myself included.
Down with the patriarchy.
Myself included, because I just happen to be born wrong. But yeah,
he can't help it.
I can't help it. Nah, man, but how it end? But boss, you stated something, and I'll start back, because this Yon the Mole interview was very telling for everything that was said, but everything that was not said as well. We touched on one, right? We touched on one, and I would like to continue further with where you stopped off with. He had the complaint brought to him, right? And you said that he kind of worked it out, and he thought, okay, just send the guy to therapy, do whatever. Not saying that that's what happened. I'm saying like he kind of like it almost feels like it was brushed off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Throughout the whole interview, that was my second takeaway.
Okay.
My second takeaway was, oh, he's almost there. Oh, he's almost... Kwartje gaat vallen nu. Nee, gaat niet vallen. Nee, kwartje gaat vallen nu. Nee, gaat... Like you can almost see the interviewer from Bose like helping him along, like giving him the breadcrumbs to... Before he asks the question van... En wat vind jij van deze? En wat vind jij van Ali B? En wat vind jij van deze? He almost gave it to him. Like he almost like giving him a chance. Like, brother, just come over to the side. Figure it out. Guys need to be held accountable too. You check what I mean? Kwartje was niet gevallen. Like the light bulb didn't go off. And that for me too was also telling again of his age and what you're up against. Is like a bunch of John the Moles that ain't quite getting where they're wrong. You say that guys should hold guys accountable, but they themselves don't see themselves in the wrong because and I'm not saying about John the Mole because maybe next week we hear some shit too, but if you are uprighteous and you sitting right and you don't harm your wife, you don't deal with all these little young girls, you don't do all of this shit, you feel like, hey, that's his problem, that's not mine.
I would put it even stronger. You say, hey, that's his shit. I think if you're in the same boat, you can't say shit either.
Right.
Because how am I going to criticize you?
So
while I myself
might have done some things that are inappropriate as well.
I don't know this whole John character, but I cannot imagine that he has never dipped a toe in the pool of
sexual inappropriateness.
In his hand available women. Yeah, okay, sexual inappropriateness. So probably he also did some questionable things. So he's like, yeah, but in his head, maybe these are boys stuff, en tegenwoordig mag je ook echt niks meer. Dus like that kind of flow. I think it's really that kind of flow.
Wait, no, so I would put out this and let the comments be damned, right? While I will never say boys will be boys, I will always say, and especially when you're always on, you're always ready. When you get older, it goes less. Mm-hmm. You're less hot. You're less horny all the time. You want puss less because you're living life. Really? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, real talk. Like as a man, like I could tell you that at the very least, your interests become broader. Like you become a little bit more kind of worldly, like a whatever, right? So Porky on the mind all day, every day goes down a bit. You understand what I'm saying? But that does not mean it goes away. And for that, I could tell you that wanting puss has made me do some dumb shit. Wanting puss has made me do some overschrijding this shit.
Once you're 60, you've realized, people, that the dumb shit from not dumb shit, and that
No, but again, look at the pool that them came out of. They've all been seasoned to like not understand when a woman says no. They've all been not seasoned to understand about machtspositie and what they have been seasoned to think that because you're successful, you have access to more. Not fun. Even in spite of you're successful, you need consent. This is that
that
is a
is a
disconnect.
major point. Marlo,
a disconnect.
Do we have like a
I'll put it in.
Because maar dat is echt, you touched on a point that I was listening and I was just, it was so cringe-worthy because the Bose presenter says machtsverhouding. So he's asking, don't you see there is a power dynamic, so actually a power imbalance between this Rietbergen, the band leader, and the women. So he was asking John, and he asked him like 4 different ways. He was trying, like Marlo saying, he was feeding the guy. But the guy was like, no, there is no, I don't see a power disimbalance because he was not in a powerful position. Because he, from his thinking, he is the power, the one, the head honcho.
But not even that, because in his thing too was, and no, that part was really Dutch to me. Was like really Dutch.
No,
Dutch.
that was semantics.
Nee, maar echt, because Dutch people love semantics. That's what I was trying to get at. Dutch folk, Dutch culture, especially intelligentsia that want to pretend as if that they are tolerant to this and that one and so, they love to hide behind technicalities. They love to hide behind, wat technisch gezien was het altijd mogelijk om de bel te luiden. Like you could always ring the bell. No, nigga, that ain't always so. With him having to defend his company and his interests and everything else, I would say is either he's the most naive person that have ever had that type of place, or he's one of the most like smartest people that have ever.
I think he's not naive. I think he's careless.
Not even careless.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but because he doesn't give a fuck, because to him there's not a fuck to be given about that. There is not a fuck to be given about. Listen. And Lord help me, I'm not to play devil's advocate because I'm not trying to take that side. All I'm trying to do is just trying to bring a rounded discussion. But there is such a thing too as false accusations as well. I'm not saying that that's what these girls are doing. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that there is like a world where if I'm up here and you're down there, and maybe a way to get to close to where I'm at is to put my name in the fire, that you can do that too.
But listen, I know this is a thing.
For me, like John the Mole, to me, that might be part of his like type of thinking too, like as well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, of his thinking. Maar kijk, indeed, there is a world of these false accusations. There is a world of these thoughts en weet ik veel wat. Maar daarom moet jij jou als succesvolle, rijke, invloedrijke. So
hey, I got my Dutch.
Yeah, I should stop with this whiskey gedoe hier. But as a rich, powerful guy, you should be extra careful. Extra careful. En dan, wacht even, dan ga je vooral letten op de machtsongelijkheid. So you should pay extra attention to the power structure. So if you're in a position of power, be extra careful with people who are deemed to have less power. Ga niet met jonge meisjes, om te beginnen. Ga niet met jonge meisjes. Ga niet met meisjes die iets van jou willen. Ga niet met meisjes voor wie jij de deur moet openen. Or boys, if that's your preference. Just stay away from this fuck.
No, but
stay away.
All right, no, but you see, you and I come to the same conclusion, but from a different angle. And that is what I wanted to get to, like, as well. Because one particular thing had pissed me off. One particular thing had pissed me off. Marco Bassato, Jeroen Rietbergen, whatever the fuck, right? White man, right? 60-plus-year-old, whatever. They don't get tech. They don't understand. Like they might understand. Oh, ik stuur een appje en het gaat naar die persoon. But they don't get about. Oh, this is in the clouds, and once it's gone to the person, it's there forever, and that type of thing. I can live with that.
You don't get screenshots.
I can live with that.
You're not stupid. En serio.
But I can live with that, right? I can't live with Ali Bey sending those same type of texts. I cannot. That one pissed me off.
But
2016.
Did Ali Bey send those texts? I think Ali Bey was just telling girls, hey,
he was sending some shit. He didn't send like out and out dick pic and out and out, yo, je maakt me geil. He said that to the girls where it could not be. And so at least that part got me like, yeah, but the very fact that you're trying to look in these girls, met an appia, met dit, met that there's at least a trail to be followed. That is at least like, government could go to the telecom fucking companies and check your phone and be like, yo,
problem
Dread.
is you want, I don't know what wanen is in English, you want you invincible. So you feel
like you perceive yourself to be
exactly.
like you perceive yourself to be invincible.
What about fucking justice?
But you see, but again, and I come back to it. That part of the angle, me and you fucking differ from, because I'm in Vloedrijk, because I'm this and that. I am not getting into the bullshit with nobody. The pussy has to come to me with like a triplicate form of consent and everything else. No, but from a different angle, because you saying like they have to be understanding of the machs, like, like whatever. That is like an altruistic sense of it. I'm just plain selfish. I don't want to fall for the rape charge.
That's also
I don't
from
want to fall from I don't want to fall with the rape charge. That's it.
That's also from. But
you know what I mean?
I'm saying this, but at the same time, I'm saying this. This is the problem but I say this because I understand that these men in general, powerful men in general,
right,
do not understand how the world works. So I'm
consequences.
I'm redenating, I'm thinking, I'm rationalizing from their point of view. So think about machtsstructuren. Of course, something's bound to. If somebody is under you, don't even go there. Maar eigenlijk, that is not the discussion. The discussion is, how do we raise our boys? How do we raise our men? Dat je begrijpt that there is such a thing as consent.
Okay, well. All right, so...
And that it's not on us.
No, it's not on y'all.
It's not on y'all. It's not on y'all.
It's not
walk in a mini skirt.
It's not on y'all.
It's not on y'all. I should not have to accommodate myself so that you won't vertoon grensoverschrijdend gedrag.
Right.
And that is gewoon the crux of every discussion and every problem. We should behave so that you can be comfortable. What kind of nonsense is that, man?
No, hold on, no, man. I would say, look, you ask a question.
I'm upset.
You think? Just a bit, just as much.
Is niet te merken, toch?
Ja, toch? No, but look. I would actually put this one forward, right? You ask about how to raise men and what and so it is. Because you and I have gone back and forth on many different angles about the thing that I'm about to bring up, and I would say this one, right? Let not sex be the goal. But that is the first thing. Like, let not sex be so heavily prized.
Wacht even. Let not sex be the goal.
Right.
We should make a t-shirt of that. Maar eventjes, let not sex be the goal. But kijk, if I look at young guys, laten we zeggen 14 tot 24, 14 till 24 years old.
Right.
My experience of them is that sex is always the goal.
But
so how do we get to the point?
But part of that point is because it is also part of the lexicon. Like, sex is the goal because, like, what? All right. So then, let me ask it like in a different way. What does a good first date, second date, third date look like to you? Like, what in your mind, and without the bullshit, just what appeals to you? When do you feel like, oh, that was a good date?
Now, okay, for me, if I could choose, I would say first date, we're gonna meet for drinks or for coffee.
Right.
Gewoon in a public place, we're sitting, we're talking. To me, a good day is that we talked, you explained me.
A good date. Yeah. Romantically intended.
Yeah, But to me, we sit, we talk, and I understand something of your vision of the world, and I understand something of your way of life, and I understand something of your goals.
And then you come home, you feel like you're on $1 million. Like you feel like you're on a cloud.
Like, hey, that is really a cool dude or a
it
cool
charged
chick.
you up, right?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that is some. No, it charged me up, and it was like, okay, I would like to meet this person again to hear more about, like, their vibes are cool, their world vision aligns with me, or maybe it's completely different. So I want to get to know a little bit more, see how we connect.
Right.
Dus dat. And then, so I want the first date has to be a good convo. The second date for me should then be, we will go to a restaurant. Kijk, first date is een beetje informeel, gewoon gezellig, bla bla bla.
Right.
If I want to leave after one drink, I will leave after one drink.
Right.
No problem. Second date, restaurant. Je zit iets langer.
No, but all right, okay. But then the reason that I bring this is because no bullshit. That for you is a win. Like
That's
at
a
that
win.
point,
Yeah.
like that sounds like a win, right? Your uncles, your father, even your mother, even like TV, whatever. To the boys, a win is what's the physical? Like, what was the physical? Did you get a first date? Everything cool. Did you kiss her? Second date, everything cool. But did you get through a little more? Third date, like everything cool. Did you fuck her? That's kind of the dynamic. That's the goal. That is like, and not just the goal in the Zinfan reinforced to us, but also legit. We want to get laid. We want to fuck. We want to fuck. I'm tired of pumping.
Can you not just talk gewoon to somebody?
Because that's not the goal. Listen, you ask a question. How to raise the boys a little better, like a one on the
that is not. But eventjes, let's come back to that. Maar okay, that's the goal. Maar dat is niet per se romantisch, right? That is just for this moment. I want to fuck, and that's it.
Fortunately, they're too intertwined in our back and forth. Love, sex, and everything else, even in the music, even in the pop, even in the culture, even whatever, the two are too closely linked. When this is cinematic language has it that when you watch a TV show, a movie, a will they, won't they, are they going to do this, are they not going to do that? The signifier that, oh, they're in love or, oh, they acknowledge their love is that they first kiss. That is the signifier. It's not when they first hold hands. It's not when they first speak. It's not when they first have coffee. When they kiss is for the audience to know, hey, they're now on a path. They are now going a particular way. It has now gone from friend to potential lover. You check what I mean?
Potential.
Correct.
Guys don't see the potential.
Correct is right. You ask me and I'm answering. And I'm telling you plain, like, for real, the two are intertwined. You wanna like help raise boys well? Teach them that distinction too, because you was just coming to like a point as well. If you want to just fuck, just fuck. Yeah. You don't have to be in love. But
exactly.
Then don't intertwine the two of like being a nice guy and trying to get this and one and getting laid.
Maar I'm like, waarom? Dat is gewoon mind-boggling. Gewoon vanaf dat ik like 14 ben. Why can guys not gewoon simply be a nice guy? Why
but we are a nice guy, but want to get laid too.
Nee, but exactly. To me,
but want to get laid makes me not nice?
Nee. To me, it feels you're nice because you want to get laid. Be just nice.
They could be both.
And als er, nee, maar
they could be both because I want to get laid and I want to be nice, but I want to be nice too.
Be gewoon nice, punt. Nice, punt. Klaar.
But then I'm not three-dimensional. Then I'm not complex. Then I'm not mysterious.
You're not complex,
like you know, like if I am, bitch.
Don't call me bitch. Don't call me bitch.
No, but how name? But no, but look, but.
Okay, wacht. Nee, maar
I ask you a question then.
Kijk, you are a father of a son. And your son,
I have my father. I have
son
both.
Is eigenlijk al groot.
I have a son. I have a daughter.
What should you be teaching your boy, and what should parents be teaching their boys to avoid this nonsense? The seksueel grensoverschrijdend gedrag.
Well, look, I will first and foremost. There is no one size fits all type of thing, because if you put a gun to my head and I had to put a personality description of both of my kids, my daughter and my son are night and day. Even though my daughter's 3 and my son is basically 15. My son is almost classic introvert. He has his moments. He has his moments where he's very outgoing, and when he's in the right company and he talks a lot and he does things, but he's very much, I like to be home. I don't like to be bothered. I like to be in my own comfort, and I got to charge up my energy to be around people. So he's almost introverted. My daughter is very extroverted. You can see her gain energy from being around people, and you can see her doing this and that. My son, what I've done with him is basically because of the fact that already going to meet people is already a problem for him, I'm almost assured in the fact that he's not going to be at least, serial killing. Like, he's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to get this pussy today and I'm going to get that pussy tomorrow and then that pussy next week. That is a little bit out of his reach because people literally drain him. So to meet a new person, to do a new thing, all of that. So I talked to him on that type of level. He's had a couple of crushes. His mother speaks to him more than I do, but we've reasoned on some certain things. And at the very least, he understands about boundaries. He understands, and not me telling him, is he explaining me. He understands about boundaries, both for the media that he consumes and for some of the things that he's learned around us and whatnot. He has mentioned things of how I move with my current wife and whatnot. So he observes and he applies. You know what I mean?
With my current wife, interesting, Komt er nog een wife of zo?
No, ma'am, because she could die and I could be out fucking with her as well.
Okay.
Then she's not a current wife no more. Then she's ex-wife. You know what I mean? Via natural means. No, but how in but his very nature is caring. His how he moves is that he looks out for people first before like anything else. And so it's easy to jump in on his empathy, and it's easy to me to explain him, son, you've seen things. You've seen different. He loves like dramas and anime and whatnot. So you see how the girl feels outside the guy. You see how the girl feels when she's threatened. You see how the girl feels. Do you want to bring that to somebody? He says no. Well then, all right. These are the steps that you need to take. Make sure you respect boundaries. Make sure you ask a question. Make sure you double check with her all the time. Make sure that you don't. Remember your size. That's another one that I had to explain to him as well.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Dread, just by you being tall, you're intimidating. And Lord forgive me, just by you being black, you could be intimidating to certain people. Remember this. You understand what I mean? This is where the good part of it had come from. The bad part of it, he got into porn a lot sooner than I would have wanted him to. Okay. He saw porn before I had a chance to tell him no. He saw.
Yeah, but if you look in retrospect, was he sooner than you yourself?
No, he was not. No, well, actually, he was. He was by 2
maanden of so.
Yeah, by 2 maanden. No, more like a year. More like a year. But at the same time, it was like I figured that out about him, and of course, because men are stupid, we always leave the tape in the machine or the DVD in the DVD player, or in his case, the history unwiped.
Yeah.
So when I'm going through his devices, I'm like, word. Oh, word.
I would like to do a show on that.
Oh, and he has a type. Okay, all right. Sit him down, had a talk, and not even wait, because he was like, maybe 11 at a time? And when I found out, I don't know how long he was into it at that point, but when I fucking found out, it was like, yo, sit him down, and at the very least, son, this is not reality.
Okay, that's an important discussion.
This is not reality. While it might trigger a lot of pleasurable feelings within you, this is not reality. This is not what it looks like. This is never what it looks like. You might get lucky like this once in your life, and that's the stars align, and the girl is looking like how you want it to look, and she's into it like how you want it, and everything. But this does not happen. This happens in everybody's fantasy, or your fantasy, or whatever the fuck. This, when you get to this, and we'll have that talk, and we've had that talk recently, I've explained them like, yo, the shit is awkward. The shit is like, it's heart pounding because you're nervous. The shit does not work well with you because you're going to make mistakes and you're going to think, oh my God, I messed this up and all of that. You might enjoy the physical of it, but and this is how I tell them, you're not ready for the mental yet. This is why you need to stay away from it for now at least, or if you do, go poco as best as you can. And to try to understand like, yo, Dread, it is not promised to you. It is not a thing that you win. It's not a thing that you earn. It is you and her coming to an agreement, or you and him, if that's your case. If you come to an agreement, and that's where the consent talk comes in, then is when you can start to go forward. And even in that, poco. You take a step here, you take a step there, you take a step there. You don't know what you're doing. If you're young, she don't know what she's doing, or he don't know what he's doing. And you need to figure it the fuck out. And in figuring it out together, that's where the beauty comes in. That's where the fun comes in. And when you two can look at each other and be like, yo, Dre, that was fun. Yo, know what? That was actually fun. Then you go forward. You know what I mean? That's where you start the conversation to me.
Salute, Marlo. I've
Cheers.
gained some kind of newfound respect for you.
Yeah,
I never thought this day would come. But I dig it. And
you
I think,
just see me talking shit and being... Wait,
hey,
let me
credit is due. Like,
let me let you respond to that. Let me let you respond to that because no. So and I do accept it, but you put me to mind of something else too, like as well too.
oh Lord, please.
No, because we had a talk about that in the second season, one of the later episodes, where that we were talking about sexual harassment in the workplace.
Yeah.
Right. And what does that mean for that down here? Now, here's the thing, and I could understand you having a low opinion about me where certain things are concerned, because I identify very much as red-blooded cisgender West Indian male. That is my fucking labels. Those are my labels, and I own them. Yeah. And that brings with it a certain amount of bravado, a certain amount of mischief, wink, sly, whatever, like flirty shit. You know what I mean? Like game. It brings game with it. Even the worst of us have a certain lyric that we could give a girl. Hey, girl, how you sweet so? Your father must have sell honey. Some fuck. You know what I mean? We have that within the culture. It is both reinforced and encouraged. You know what I mean? Because reinforced is saying yes to it. Encouraged is teaching them how to fucking do it. You check what I mean? And I got taught how to give game. I got taught from cousins and uncles and whatnot, and so what to do, what to say, supposedly, when you're in front of a woman or whatnot. And the reinforcement comes when I get the smile from the woman and she gives me back the anticipated response. The like, I troubling you, you're smiling, but you tell me to get about my fucking business.
Yeah.
So there's like a push and pull. It's like, oh, this is how this goes. And I seem to be flowing in the stream of what my uncles and everybody taught me. So this is what it is. You check what I mean? We in the Caribbean, we got something that we really got to address at the very least where that one is concerned, because the fantasy is that she don't want it, but she does. Yeah. She don't like you, but she does. I don't think
that's Caribbean. I think that is gewoon taught. Was it not in the Star Wars movie? Ik ben geen Star Wars head. Maar was het ook niet Prinses Leia of een van die sukkels? She didn't want something and the guy pulled her and he still kissed her. Anyway, you've been said this from
Han Solo, Han Solo and Leia in episode 5 before I lose my nerd cred. You know what I mean?
I want to say it's not Caribbean, man. It is gewoon patriarchy and it
sucks. But here a little more than most of. Like here, I had to have that discussion with my son of this is fantasy, not reality. I think that disconnect is bigger in the Caribbean more than anything else, because
now with all those incel types and stuff, I don't know if it's bigger than here than anywhere else.
No, listen. The incels of the States and Europe and Waitikville, I get the feeling that they are more they are more they have like a more like God help me, but like a more kind of like a shining knight idea. Like, if you're a nice guy and you be a good guy and, you're a shining knight, you save the damsel, you get the pussy. Like that type of vibe. I think that the running vibe down these parts is everybody wants to get laid, including the woman, but you just got to walk the right path to get there. And I think that there's a difference, because where there's like virginal, like the Madonna whore complex in like Europe and all that type of shit. I think down here, we all know that we fucking perverted. We love being that. And the women are not allowed to show it. And then, so thusly, they have to walk a path. And in walking that path, you have to help her walk that path. You first have to ignite. You first have to let her know, hey, I'm there with you. You have to let her know, I will protect your discreetness. And then in that, we go down the road, and then, of course, you have to be, like, attracted as well. Those three things, plus a little more, you get where you got to go. In the Caribbean mindset is what I'm thinking. Okay. That's where dancing comes from. That's where soca comes from. That's where, like, troubling comes from. That's where all that fuckery comes from, is what I feel. You know what I mean? You tackle that fantasy, you get better men, is what I feel. You tackle the fantasy of like, everyone wants it. No, every woman doesn't want it, Bridget. There's a lot of women that don't want it. There's a lot of women that don't want it all the time.
Or that don't want you.
I don't want you. Exactly.
They want it, but not from you.
Exactly. You check what I mean. To tackle that, you get stronger men.
But what I think, because you said you were brought up in a certain way, uncles and cousins and this and that, I think it's very important. Like when I raised my glass to you and I toasted with you and I said, I have a newfound respect for you.
Right.
Because you explained me how you sit down your son and you explain him, this is fantasy and it's not, you tell him how the thing works.
Right, like how brass tacks.
I would like to see, and I think that is necessary to come to the change that we want to see, is that more men are honest about this. You do this now behind private, in the privacy of your home with your son. You sit him down, you explain him the shit. Okay, now you said it on a podcast because
right.
we're in a discussion.
Right.
But I would like to see other men do this to other men. Of course, there is a role for parents. I'm saying, and there is definitely a issue with mothers as well and mothering as well. Maybe we gaan we daar even straks over praten, because who are raising these men who are assholes? For the most part, it's women. And I don't want to put all the onus on the women because the men also have their role. But it is not that women are preventing certain things or stopping certain things. And in fact, they are promoting, misschien unconsciously, because we brought up in a certain system and we brought up in a certain culture. Dat kan allemaal leuk en wel. Maar there is also a role for women. And women, I mean, in mothering roles to play. Vooral. Right. Maar I would like to see more men talk about how you're talking about. Het gaat misschien met een zoon. It could be the friend of your son. It could be your little nephew. But it could also be your friend. Okay. That you sit your friend down and you say, hey, yo, partner, I know this, that, and the other. Maar weet je, reality.
But here's okay. So I will make 2 addendums. And I'll give my piece, and then that'll be my end of this podcast. And I'll leave you with the last word. But I will say this much. The fantasy is not just men, women, porn, whatever. The fantasy is also how men view themselves, or how men think that they should view themselves. And unfortunately, and this time I will put the onus on women as well, at least in the Caribbean. Because I have been slapped in the face with that a couple times. When you present yourself as vulnerable as a man within Western society, you don't get positive reinforcement.
Western or West Indian?
Both.
Oh.
Yes. Like Western and West Indian. If you present yourself as vulnerable, if you say, yo, Dread, okay, and Lord help me, but I ain't had nobody to talk to about eating pussy. I couldn't talk to nobody about eating pussy. I freely admit I eat pussy and I eat it well.
He always keeps saying how he eats it well. Unless I hear it from a woman's mouth.
Don't worry.
I'm not thinking his word.
Don't worry, man. Friday coming.
Because wacht even. Men always like to say they do this and that well. And then the women are like, okay, I have to do the laundry. I have to vacuum the kitchen. I have to kick up my... Okay,
all right. But let me show you a form of proof, right? Like basically like what going on. And by the way, a woman taught me. Tula taught me. Punani taught me. Wakanda forever. No, but you can't be vulnerable to your brothers and say, at least when I came up, and be like, yo, Dread, I think I did that wrong. Or yo, Dread, I think I got like a stripe less. Or yo, Dread, this, you know what I mean? That's where the fantasy comes into like as well. You have to be Superman across the board. You can't show weakness to your boys. If there is no, and
but
again,
what happens? What happens if you show weakness to your boys? And I mean your boys, huh? Your boys,
even like, you know, like even your partners, like even like your day ones or whatever the fuck, they gonna clown you, Zoe Zo. Clowning, listen, Zoe Zo, roasting will come.
I mean, whatever you do, people will clown you. Dat is gewoon
but
given.
Here's the thing.
But here's the thing. Time, man.
But here's the thing. Listen, maybe not sex is not the right avenue to come talk to this about, but let me say that I'm in a weird kind of a situation where I'm in love with a girl. She is giving me mixed signals.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to explain to them yo, Dread, my heart bleeds for this girl. I sit home and cry. All I want to do is be with her and make a family and do this and do that and whatnot and so. And there's even the slightest chance after you open up your soul like that, hey, you're in love, hey, this and that.
Yeah.
Yo, but you're not ready for that clowning at that moment. You need sincerity back. But in their head, if they're sincere, if they show you things, then that's weakness as well. It is like mutually assured destruction. We all got nukes, and if one man press a nuke, we all dead. Like, that is the feeling. That is not something to get past, right? And that's bad enough amongst the men. I have had it on my mother. I have had it where I have gotten into a sexual situation where it is about to get to penetration. Something goes wrong or something clicks or something like, you know what? Here's where I don't want to be right now. My consent goes. I'm like, yo, you know what? Maybe another day, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe never. But I'm not here right now. I'm not with it right now. I have had lobbed at me, you're homosexual, you're punk, you're this, you're that, whatever. All of that goes into the fantasy. All of that shit goes into the fantasy of this is what a man is supposed to be like. A man ain't supposed to fucking say no. You understand what I mean?
I understand that, and I'm not praat het goed. I'm not saying that is the right thing, and it's unfortunate, and it happens. I know ladies can be that way.
Right.
But men are that way too. Niet dat het voor vrouwen goed is. But
nee,
can you not dinges van okay, that woman hurt.
Women,
I mean, it sucks for her. I understand her. Let's leave it alone. Your ego is bruised a little bit.
But you know what it is?
Wait, sit with the hurt and recognize the hurt came from a specific place.
But the hurt does not trump my fucking shield or wall that I have to keep up to survive in this society. That's the key. I need to be a man to get the business deal. I need to be a man to be successful in this and that and whatnot. I need to be a man to protect my family. There's another side to it too, huh? If a man don't bring home the paycheck, if a man make less, if a man do this and one and so and so, all of a sudden society jumps on that man's back if it's known, huh? If it's known that, oh yeah, like he a piece of shit, like he don't do this.
But it's not so.
What?
I know there was a period of time that you had to rely on your partner. But did you get shit behalve maybe from the inner family?
I got dirty looks. I got dirty looks from certain things and from certain people. I got dirty looks from like, yo, Dread, what the fuck are you doing? Or at the very least, questions. Oh, you're not working now, but you got something planned, right? Like, there is no space for, oh, she working and I'm home. There is no space for that being perpetual. I have to always have a plan towards the future. I always got a plan. I can't be home. If me to be comfortable across the board, I need to make more than my wife. You know what I mean? She does not feel that way. I don't feel that way. Me and her are cool. But for us to be comfortable, for us to not have questions being lobbed and for this and that, it's like the same type of question too, where they would ask her when like she's getting pregnant. They would ask me, when are you getting a job? You know what I mean? Like that plays into the fantasy, man. That plays into the idea of like, what the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? In de zin van, dit hoort zo te gaan. En in principe gaat het niet zo altijd, weet je?
But, okay, I hear you, and I recognize the things. But what can we do? Because if this is our structure, if this is our thinking, if this is our society, if this is our life, what can we do to break this cycle? Because if I hear you, I'm like, fuck, we're beyond all hope, man.
We can do a couple of things because these things have been done and they have proven both effective in my life and in like other people's lives as well. And this was what I was trying to get at too with the sex as well. That's like sex is the goal. Number one, take certain things off of a particular type of like a hoe stunt, like a pedestal of a sort. Sex is not the goal. Success is not the goal. Manhood is not the goal. The goal is to be better human beings.
No, I think success is the goal, but we have to redefine success.
Right. Okay, fine. But then redefine the shit. Redefine sex as not being a be all and end all. It is een leuke toetje erbij. Of het kan leuk erbij zijn.
It's like a binding factor.
Right. Okay.
Something like that.
Let that be the thing. Not let it be, oh, this is the end goal. You check what I mean? 2, and this is serious, right? A little bit of introspection plus a sense of humor. If you can look to self and look where accountability does not come from outside. Accountability comes from self. If you can look to self and be like, yo, Dred, you know what? I was wrong in that. Then is when change of behavior can start. That is when you go to therapy. That is when you start to address like certain things,
I
right?
follow you, but I don't say accountability has to come from outside. I think outside can be the catalyst. You have to transform it.
But it don't. But you could talk all your shit, but if I don't internalize it, then it don't happen. That is my point. You check what I mean?
Okay.
But you need to have that, and the only way that you don't call yourself a piece of shit in the fucking mirror is to have a sense of humor about it as well. You need to be able to have a sense of humor about things. A sense of humor lets you be like, boy, I'm a piece of shit, but you know what? I have nice feet, and then you could laugh about it or whatever the fuck. A sense of humor gives you perspective. It lets a thing not get too big or too small. It lets you understand I have work to do, but it doesn't let you drown yourself in your fucking self-pity, or it get you drowned by comments, or you feel yourself above. You have a sense of humor about things. If you understand that I am a big man, but I've shat my pants, fuck it. You can have a sense of humor about things then. And at that point, you will learn, all right, you know what? I'm big, but I'm not that big. I'm small, but I'm not that small. A sense of humor is the mitigating factor, like in that sense. Introspection, sense of humor. That combined with what I just said, that combined with, let me see, what is the last one? I mean, a sense of humor also helps with not getting defensive. You might be on your journey. You might be doing what you got to do. You might have all the tools inside. But the minute that somebody says like anything, you get on this high horse, and then the conversation doesn't go well. Maybe the person's trying to figure it out too. And maybe you talking open with them helps them to get to where they need to get to as well. If you get defensive at the first instance from, hey, I saw that you go into therapy. And then all of a sudden, yeah, but that don't mean that I'm crazy. Like that don't kill the conversation one time. Like we're not having a conversation anymore, that we're having a debate. And at that point, there is no empathy. There is no humanness. There is no love. There is no comfort. There is none of that shit. We do that for ourselves in little bits and little pieces in our little interactions, maybe not across the board. We don't have to fucking go, CrossFit and then, like stop eating meat to get a good diet. We just got to stop doing dumb shit. And in that, you get moments, you get places where we can all start to have the conversation. And in having the conversation is where we all go forward.
Now, wise words from Marlo, like the annoying intellectual people do. No, but I think you spoke some real truths there, and I can agree with you, surprisingly. Lots of agreeing today. But you talk about introspection, you talk about humor, and I think a very, very important point, I feel like, is hope. You gotta have hope, like for yourself, eh? You gotta know, like, I can always do better. There's always time for me to improve. You have the introspection. Okay, I fucked up. You're looking in the mirror. Okay, I'm a shit person, but I have nice feet. And then you need the hope, like, okay, tomorrow or in a minute, I have the time to do better. I can actively, I did some shitty things, but I will intend, and not only intend, because for you to really intend something is for you to believe that you are actually going to change.
Exactly.
So indeed.
And that you can change. Like indeed, that hope is what brings that. That hope that brings that.
Indeed. I don't have to go to CrossFit and I don't have to stop eating meat. But if I had a booze binge today and I only ate M&Ms and nachos with cheese, I need to look to myself in the mirror and say, okay, I enjoyed it. I fucked up. But tomorrow I will have salad and I will have, I will eat fruits all day. Yeah. And you need to be able to believe that you can do it. So I think it's indeed introspection. It is humor, and I think it's hope.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that 10 times.
Hey,
we've reached a natural stopping point because A, drink is done.
Drink is done. I can't toast with you.
Yeah, we can't toast, but we are.
It's water, man.
Nah, man, but we are there though. I think. Hey, yo, Dred, season 3.
Hey, man.
We are here. Damn it.
Hey, guys, we hope to see you next week. I hope you look at us.
Yeah,
next
we
week.
hope that y'all are gonna be here next week. And by the way, guys, this season's gonna be fun.
Hey, we got a lot of.
More than that.
I want to say we got a lot of interesting things.
This season's
ahead.
gonna be fun, y'all. This season's gonna be fun.
Stay tuned, and this is a season of enlightenment. Don't you feel so?
A season of enlightenment. The age of Aquarius, damn it.
Hey.
The age of. I'm gonna put that age of Aquarius. Oh.
right, guys.
Hey, guys, my name is Marlo Brown. That is
Denise Fiber.
We are the Drunken Monks, and we'll say peace.
Sayonara. Deuces. Oh, my thing was deuces. Huh? Deuces.
That was your thing, yes.
That was my thing.
Zijn klaar.